And we hope now to welcome our next participant. Okay, let's Go Kids Asia. It's Go Kids Asia. Maybe soon Go Kids Academy, etc., etc. Our next panelist would be a well-known personality to many of you, Coach Boycie Zamar. Coach Boycie, please join us. Those of you
Doc, good afternoon.
know Coach. Yeah, good afternoon. This Boycie is a good old friend. Boycie, you're a well-known basketball coach in the Philippines. How has COVID affected your coaching ministry, especially I didn't say coaching profession, but your coaching ministry? How's it affected you?
Well, even before, Doc, the pre-COVID times, we don't have problem with sports evangelism, most especially basketball. When we started the Go Sports or the Go Basket, I think it's an orthodox style of ministry. That's why we don't have problem. But when COVID came in, even the number one favorite sport, pastime of the Filipinos, shall we say, quote unquote, number one religion, or shall we say, the unifying force that unifies the religious difficulties, differences, even political agreements, disagreements, but they are very united with basketball. Basketball was not exempted from the cruelty of COVID-19. When you came out with this idea, with this technology, we consulted some young coaches also. So we have to adjust to the times, as what you told me. Just like young coaches, we trained, we mentored Adrian, Aga, and some of the guys, and it all started. And later, we will show to them the methods we did, which was very promising regarding Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, the three largest islands in the Philippines.
Yeah. Now, I mean, coaching to me has always been kind of like a hands-on thing. You know, you're there, they see you, you know, this well-known personality, you tap them on the back, you show them the skills. Now, is it doable in this technology age where Coach Boycie is not there and you just watch people, you know, can you coach online, in other words?
Well, we cannot discount the fact that there's so many mushroom online effects of any coaching seminar, basketball drills, anywhere. So what is the difference between ours? We are reaching as far as we can go, most especially the less privileged. Now, going back to your question, though, I think there's no exclusivity or private ownership when you talk about virtual presence versus your physical appearance, considering there are a lot of health considerations by the government.
I see. So do you find it effective? I mean, you think if you were to do like online coaching or have, you know, the kids would still like to watch it?
Yeah, Doc. Actually, we launched last May 25 to 29, and it's called Online Coaching Enhancement. So imagine you can collaborate Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. What we did not have a lot of illustrations, but we have a lot of mentor coaches whose life was instrumental and at the same time inspirational and intentional. These are, just like just to mention them, Coach Mon Kasuga, he's already 62 years old, yet he's a cancer survivor, he's a pastor, he's a coach, and talk about sports chaplaincy. Paul Advincula used to be a kampong or a barangay coach who later became a national coach of Malaysia. Third, we have George Magsino. Imagine he's a senior, 65 years old. He used to be a daily worker in a cigarette company, later became a deacon and international referee. Another one is Jeff Codera. He used to be a jeepney dispatcher in Cebu and later became a certified basketball trainer in the Golden State Warriors NBA USA. And lastly, as what you told me, you have to share my life, the self-exiled son of the late Dr. Antolin Zamar was spotted by Dr. Paul Chu in the lost and found section in Tanamira MRT, and now miraculously sharing to you that there is an absolute faithful and gracious God, and yours truly is here sharing to you.
Well, that's so good to hear, Boycie, just to watch how the Lord's using you. But tell us about that webinar that took place like a week or so ago. How successful was it? I mean, you run seminars before, sports seminars. How successful was this sports webinar?
Well, human as we are, Doc, 150 registered attendees wanted to join the webinar. But there's some limitations. So what we did is we asked young coaches also to be a part of these cluttered places, just like Visayas. We subdivided Visayas into Panay and Guimaras, or Negros and Siquijor. Luzon, maybe southern and northern Luzon. Mindanao, northern and southern Luzon. And there's one Sandakan, Malaysia. So that's what we did. And we had the seminars, and we continue to challenge them. At the same time, we also offered the livelihood program, livelihood aside from the spiritual awakenings.
By livelihood, Boycie, in this sense, how does a sports webinar have a livelihood program?
We are proposing them. I listed a proposal that is still in process, and we are in connection also with partnership. Later, I will share it to you, the motor trade thing. And we are doing this for the coaches and the pastors, because now, because of the unemployment rate, it's so high here, most especially in the Philippines. This is the problem. Even some of the teams here, since schools, universities, even churches are closed because there's no mass gatherings. Now, because of a certain quarantine, they're allowed only 20%. So there's a problem with us, most especially in sports.
Right. Now, was most of the participants at this webinar that you had, were they mostly pastors?
Mostly, yes, mostly. Most of them are pastors asking questions more or less about how we go online. We share to them how could we go livelihood program on digital marketing or some other parts, because we believe we can share to them in this way using the platform of this technology.
Yeah, but like, how do you dream? What's your dream about? Your dream has always been to turn every basketball court into a mission field, right? How do you see COVID? How's that helped you, or has it hindered you from that dream?
I think COVID aid us a lot of thing to do, because there are a lot of pastors now most stuck in their homes and willing to share, willing to listen how we're going to share to them, how did we did. So right now, since most of the players, most of the coaches are at home because of health considerations, because of the government pronouncement, most of them, we can share to them how we're going to do it.
So they're more open because of COVID. Is that
Yes,
correct?
no. Yes,
because
yes,
of COVID,
yes.
People are much more open to this dream of yours.
There's some other coaches on the secular point of view. There's some who joined us, maybe some other parts, but not Christians, because they're afraid to die. So they wanted to join us, and how are we going to reach out to them? And this is the other thing, the aspect on spiritual matters.
I see. Wonderful. So people are more open to the gospel also, besides more open to basketball. Yes. I see. Wow.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Yeah. I mean, if we could reach all the basketball courts, if all the pastors could work together to reach all the basketball courts of the Philippines, all the sports fields of Asia, I think we have the youth. We have Go Kids Asia for the younger people. We have Go Sports. We have Go Basketball for the youth of Asia. We could really reach Asia. Well, Boycie, thanks so much. I think our dream, the dream we dreamt is coming to pass, maybe in a sense, thanks to COVID. God bless you, brother. See you at the Q&A session. Thank you, Coach Boycie, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yep. It's so wonderful to see how God's using Coach Boycie. Yeah, he was in Singapore with us, and then how God's using him no more as not only as a basketball personality, but as a missionary to the sporting world.